What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. Hope everybody is doing well. Let me just do something real quick. I told you I'll come back after the post game. I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't watch the game. I only kept up with the score. I didn't watch the game. I refused to. So the Browns is now 2-5. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo, because they beat the Dolphins. That ain't nobody. That ain't nobody. And Dylan still didn't do well, despite them winning 31-6. You thought, listen, guys, they won 31-6, right? Let's go to the stats. Tua Tagovailoa, I'm just gonna call him Tua. He was 12 for 23, 100 yards, 0 TDs, 3 interceptions. He played like trash. Okay, he played like trash. And let's go to the Browns. Dylan Gabriel was 13 of 18, 160 yards, no TDs, like that. So what saved the Browns was Quinshon Judkins. That's what saved the Browns. Okay, he had 3 TDs. Watch this. Harold Fanning Jr., 4 receptions, 36 yards, no touchdowns. Jamari Thrash, 1 reception, 23 yards, no touchdowns. Malachi Corley, 2 receptions, 17 yards, 0 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy, 2 receptions, 17 yards, no touchdowns. Jerome Ford, 2 receptions, 10 yards, and going and so on and so forth. Njoku didn't play; he's injured. I wouldn't play either, to be honest with you. Now on defense, and they got some touchdowns on defense, I believe. All right, they got some touchdowns on defense, and the kicker. Let me see. The kicker scored 7 points, and then there was points on the defense, and then Judkins did the rest. Dylan Gabriel was 13 for 18, 116 yards. That's not good enough. That's not good enough, man. They refused to play Shedeur. Even look, I'm gonna tell you something, right? They could at least put him in. The game was out of reach in the fourth quarter. Would you think that Kevin Stefanski will put Shedeur in just to get him some burn? No. I'm telling you guys, like I said this before, he's enjoying this. He's enjoying it. And he's not playing Shedeur for this whole season. He's not gonna play him. Just y'all get prepared for Shedeur not to go in. He's not playing him. And here's another thing. Not only are they not going to play him, they're not trading him either. And then when Deshaun get back, then Shedeur would just be buried on the bench as the third quarterback. I'm telling you this is how it's going to work. He's not playing. The only way he's playing, unless he get traded, he's not going to play. I was like, damn, you could at least put him in to get garbage points, but they won't even do that. They won't even let him go in and get garbage points. So that's telling you something right there. And then I'm looking at, and shout out to all the people that's following Shedeur, that's trickled over from Colorado. Shout out to y'all, because y'all all in the Cleveland sports chat. This one guy and this brother, they teamed up right now. All their super chats is saying get rid of the quarterback. All of their super chats are saying that. And it's overwhelming their show right now. They was like, well, guys, we won by a lot of points. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys still not doing the right thing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You beat the Dolphins, but you're not gonna beat no reputable teams this year. That's it. You're not gonna do that. So I don't know what you guys have. Okay, you beat the Dolphins, so what? It's a losing mentality team. Yeah, Sir Bay, he's not playing. They not finished buck breaking. He's not playing. I'm just telling y'all that he's not gonna play. They'll play Bailey Zappi before they play Shedeur. They'll play Bailey Zappi first. I'm just telling you this. Oh, yeah, the Browns ain't beating the Texans. They said CJ Stroud is back. Of course not. Let's see if they can beat the Texans. They're definitely not beat. And shout out to Travis. He finally got a touchdown. Shout out to Travis. I saw it. However, they're still not giving him enough touches. Even though he was over 100 yards, they're still not giving the kid enough touches. Okay. And the reason how Travis caught that touchdown, that wasn't a good throw by what's his name. It was all Travis when he caught that pass. It was his hands that caught that. He just kind of just threw it up there, and Travis went and got it. So I just wanted to say that right there. They're trash too. They're not using Travis properly. And guess what? They would have wanted. Why don't you put him in the game for the defense as well? Maybe he could have did something for y'all for the defense, but y'all still lost that game. So, but anyway, this is for Shedeur right now. Um, but Travis, shout out to Travis for getting his first touchdown. That was all Travis too. That wasn't on the quarterback. That was all Travis to make that work. Um, Shedeur, you would have thought they would have put him in. Okay, the game is out of reach. Let me put the backup in. It's customary. Let me put the backup in for garbage points. They wouldn't do it. This dude is literally enjoying this right now. They trying to break Shedeur. He hasn't Shedeur has not lashed out at the media yet, and he has not been broken yet. They're gonna try to break him. They're trying to break his will. But here's the thing though, he knows he's better than Dylan. So it's not gonna break his will. Everybody knows he's better than Dylan. He knows that. He's just sitting there like they're stupid for not playing me. That's his I know that's his mentality. They're stupid. So they're not, and I can tell this organization they're not gonna break him. Isn't he Gen Z? Gen Zers think differently. They're not like my generation, Gen X. See, they're on a different timeline. Did you know there's 3 timelines going on right now? You know there's 3 timelines in life going on right now. Did y'all know that? There's the old timeline, the mentality how we grew up back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. That's one timeline. Then you have another online timeline where you cut out the middleman. And when Gen Z came on, they're on that timeline. And also, they don't think these people are greater than them. They don't see life like that. They're not breaking Gen Z or see what you're seeing is the old guard trying to still hold on. That's what you're seeing right now in life right now with these old ass presidents. You mean to tell me out of all these people in this country, that's all you got is these presidents this age? You can't get a younger president because they're still trying. You see Mitch McConnell passed out. He fell out again and he's still in Congress because they're still trying to hold on to that old timeline, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're seeing the old guard trying to be changed, and they're still up to their old little tactics. They're trying to break this kid, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I can tell them it's not going to work. So now I'm just going to sit here and troll them because now I got this AI tool I use. I'm going to sit there and troll them for the rest of the year, and I'm going to at them too. I'm going to troll them. See, here's the thing. Some of these coaches and organizations, they think we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s and 2000, you already seen the best football played already. We've already seen the Dan Marinos. We've already seen the Michael Vicks. We've already seen the Randall Cunninghams. We've already seen the Joe Montanas. Okay? We already seen the Doug Flutys, Doug Williams. We've seen them already. We know what a good quarterback looks like. And we know what a bad quarterback looks like. We don't need to be a coach to know that. See, because these coaches have the mentality that we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, listen, I've seen the 85 Bears. I know what a good team looks like. I know what a good defense look like. There's nothing new under the sun except for what Travis is doing. That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing else. Dylan is trash. And you cannot convince me that he's not trash. And I grew up under Phil Simms, watching Phil Simms play, Jeff Hostetler, Mark Bavaro. Okay. Lawrence Taylor, Pepper Johnson, Leonard Little. You can't tell me this. You can't tell me. I know football. I know what a good player looks like. He is trash. Okay. The reason why they keep playing him is because they're trying to prove a point. Okay. Nobody in this world can tell me that Shedeur is not better. He is better. Like I said, all of the good quarterbacks has nothing else. Everything has been done already. Everything's been done already. Okay. I know what a good quarterback looks like. Let's just ignore the fact that he didn't learn under Jeff Blake. Let's just ignore that. Let's just ignore the fact. Okay? Some of you younger people, yeah, you seen Tom Brady and all that. I seen Joe Montana though. I seen Joe Montana though. Okay? I seen Joe Montana though. I know what a good release looked like because I seen Dan Marino. He has the one of the best, fastest, quick releases in the business. So everything's been done already. I know what a good mobile quarterback looks like. We seen Randall Cunningham and Michael Vick. And what did the announcer say? They trying to make up stuff. Well, he's really good on the run. Shut up. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he is not. They're playing the worst quarterback right now. They lucky, of course. They played the Dolphins. The Dolphins are in peril right now. They're a team in peril. Okay, they're a team in peril. They are a team in peril. This is embarrassing, actually, because listen, I'm telling you, some of these people, I don't think they're human. They lack empathy. They're not human. I don't think this coach is human. He doesn't care. Or the owner. They don't. They look like aliens to me anyway. They're not human. For what they're doing right now and what the NFL did, this is still a crime scene. We're still watching a crime scene take place. They stole 45, $50 million from this kid. No, I didn't watch this game. No, I didn't watch it. I was gonna watch it if he went in, because I told my cousin call me if he gets in, then I'll watch it. Other than that, I'm not watching it. I'm not buying no apparel, nothing. I will buy apparel from him, from his company, but I'm not buying it from the Browns or the NFL, period. This is definitely a crime scene, and I would love for the Justice Department to get in and investigate what happened here. Even the president said something on draft day saying they're stupid because he knew what was going on. He knew he could see it. Yeah. So that's just what it is. They can't sit here and gaslight me and say that, oh, well, Dylan is doing better. No, he is not. And I just named all the great quarterbacks and I saw them personally. I used to go to Giant Stadium when they used to call it Giant Stadium and see Phil Sims play all the time. Not his son, though. His father, Phil, not the son, not Chris. Phil Sims. I know what a good quarterback looks like because I've seen it time and time again. I know what it looks like. I can see it. Shedeur is one of them. What did Mary Kay Cabot say? She had to be honest because she still worked for them, but she's honest. She said that the accuracy is still showing in practice. He has not wavered from it. Of course, I don't need her to tell me that. We've been watching him since Jackson State. We don't need her to tell us that. So what? She don't matter. See, these people don't matter to me. She doesn't. I don't care about her credentials, man. She act like she's surprised. She better go do her homework. He been doing this. So I don't need that. I don't need. See, I'm glad Shador. He don't need their validation. See, that's what they work. They work. That's the problem they have. He doesn't need their validation. Okay. And you might say, well, eventually they're going to have pressure. They got to play him. They're not under pressure to play him. They're not. They're not. The only way he's going to play is Dylan get hurt. That's the only way he's going to play. And they might put Bailey Zappi in. They might just do that. Dylan, a tough one, though. I give it to him. He is tough. He be taking some hits. He be taking some hits, man. Last week he took so many hits, he grabbed that dude by his neck real quick. Like, yo, just what I mean? I saw how he did it. And the dude was like, yo, he looked at the ref. You see what he just did? But he did it in such a way, he did it in a slick way. He grabbed him by the back of his helmet and that under his neck, back of the helmet in that gap. That's how he grabbed him. He grabbed him so he could feel it. So yeah, they're refusing to play this kid, man. It's just it's obvious. Like I said, I didn't watch the game. He ain't throw not one touchdown. He didn't run for one and throw not one. That now Quinshon Judkins is good. He saved the game. And the guy on the defense. The defense saved the game and Quinshon Judkins. And the kicker. That's it. It wasn't the quarterback. It wasn't on him. So kudos to them for winning a game without a quarterback. Kudos to them. But they're not beating the Texans. I just promise you that. I put a lot of money on that game. Then you might say to yourself, well, why are they doing this? If he's clearly the better quarterback, why are they doing it? They saving face. Because if he come in and start lighting up, they're gonna look stupid. They saving face. They saving face. You said I think he might get traded before a first round pick. Ain't nobody trading him for no first round pick. He was a 5th round pick. See, but I get it. He should be a first round pick. So I agree with that. If they trade him and get a first round pick, that's cool for me. But other teams not seeing it like that. They're like, why should we give you a first round pick? You should have drafted him in the first round. See, they don't want to let him go for nothing. I get it. They don't. You said no TDs is now the new great attribute. That's how these fans are talking that own these that be on these podcasts. Like this Cleveland Browns, whatever that is, y'all know what I'm talking about. They're live right now, and the brother is live with this dude, right? He said, "But guys, we won by so many points." That's not what the super chats are saying. They're overwhelming him right now. Shedeur has so much support; it's overwhelming. All the dude he likes to read his super chats, right? All his super chats are negative. All of them. They're all negative. They're all negative. And he said, well, guys, he keeps saying, well, guys, we won by so many points. Dude, your super chat, they don't care about that. They want to see the quarterback. They want to see the real quarterback. They want to see the real quarterback. And see, this guy, he trying to stay on code because he's one of them. He's an alien, right? Well, they won by so. Shut up. Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't matter to us. You know what I'm saying? With your mentality, you don't matter. Okay, I'm just saying it. So I'm telling you guys, there's 2 different timelines in life going on. You got that old timeline that people are still stuck on, and there's a new one. Because these young people think differently. They think very differently. They do. Um, and there's a lot going on right now. But we want to watch some football. Like it, even this ain't. I mean, nothing is. Don't get me wrong. Nothing is fair in life. It's not. As long as you are an employee for them, it's never going to be fair. Okay. When we try, I know you say, well, why don't we start our own league and this and that? Well, Kobe tried, then Kobe is gone. He's not here no more. He was going to start his own league. I don't know if y'all knew that. It was going to be in China. I think they were getting ready to cut a check for him for a couple $1 billion to start the league. And then a few days later, he was gone. He was gone after that. Has been talk of starting there is a Canadian league, but there was talk of even revamping that league with an investor to bring billions of dollars to that league to try to revamp it. But the problem is we were bred a certain way to think that the NFL is the end all be all. Now I'm gonna tell you how it'll change, but it's not gonna happen though, because he wants to play in the NFL. It's been bred to him too. His dad, NFL, NFL, NFL. But if Shedeur and a few other players went to the Canadian League, it'll change because the interest will be over there. I'm telling you this, it'll change, but it has to take the players to come together and realize what kind of power they have, or try to get an investor and get billions of dollars and go start a league somewhere else. And then if they do that, I think some people will get knocked off before that happens. You'll start to see the people die before that happens. This thing is rugged, y'all. This thing is real cutthroat. And there has been NFL, there has been people that tried to start leagues in the past. Trump tried to start one. That's why every now and then Trump will say something greasy about the NFL. Remember with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing? He didn't care about the Colin Kaepernick thing. He just wanted to have that opportunity to talk greasy on him because he didn't like what they did because his league was dissolved and they took Herschel Walker. Y'all don't know that they took her. This happened in the 80s, and then like he tried to start it, and then they not only did they ruin his league, his whole team was dissolved as well, and then the league shut down. He lost a lot of money, and he tried to even buy a team. They wouldn't let him. So that every now and then he'll say something like, "Oh, they stupid" or whatever. That's the whole history on that. Yeah, this thing is ran like a cartel. It's really like ran like a plantation. I don't even yeah, they had the US right. I used to say that was disrespectful to say it was ran like a plantation, but it is ran like a plantation. But there was other leagues, but they were dissolved. Even Vince McMahon tried. That didn't work. It takes the players though. The players got to realize how much power they have. But being that Miles Garrett and them, they just keep their head down and don't say nothing on what's happening. That's how they're able to still get away with it. They have no power in this world. They really don't. They're the minority. They really have no power. But it's this illusion that gives them the power. They don't have no power. It's just that we give it to them. Okay, we give it to them. But in this case, the players do have the power, but they don't realize it. Oh, they don't care. The SC's players don't care, yo. They don't care. The only thing they care about is stunting on the gram and buying moissanite and all that shit. I'm telling you right now, do the research. These players are not wearing Liberace diamonds. They're not. And they're too young to know that. They're too young to know they're not wearing real diamonds. Go look at their diamonds and go look at videos of Liberace on stage. And you'll see how blue his diamonds look. You'll see how it looks different. Or here's another example. Go look at some old videos of Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, Liberace, Gianni Versace. Who else? Donatella Versace. Yeah, Lil Richard too, right. Go look at how their diamonds look. Yeah, go look at how their diamonds look. It looks different. It's a different diamonds ain't worth nothing anyway, to be honest with you. The De Beers made it something back in the day. But these players, what I'm saying is they stuck on that mentality. That's why the NFL can do whatever they want to do with these guys. It don't matter what I say. Because they can do whatever the hell they want to do with them. You know what I'm saying? Like Miles Garrett, he signed a huge contract, which I don't blame him for signing that huge contract, but he ain't gonna never win. You said, what's the end? Oh, hey, thank you for the donation. You said, what's the end? Hold on. You said, what's the end game on this so-called breaking? You said put in 12 in a day. Would it have overshadowed the win? Yeah, it would have overshadowed the win. I can't, I'm not going to explain what the benefits of breaking mean on this live chat. This is not for it because we talking sports, but I'll say it if you come to my other channel. I'll explain it to you on why they do break people. I'll explain it. They do it so the other people won't get out of line, so to speak. Thank you, Ms. Duke. What's up, TW? Thank you for the blessing. Yeah, Judkins was the man today. Thank you, TW. Judkins was the man. Judkins was the man. Um, if I was Judkins, I'll play out the rest of my contract and go to like a winner. I wouldn't stay there because he can get the money elsewhere. It don't matter where he goes. If he keep, as long as he don't get hurt, he'll get the money anywhere he goes at this point. Shedeur just have to be patient, and eventually he'll get out of there. Because you got to remember, Deshaun is coming back. At some point, they have to play Deshaun because he's getting so much money. So it makes sense to play him. But yeah, Judkins is the man. He is. He might be rookie of the year if he keep playing like that. He can't say that right now, Survey. He can't because he don't know which team will pick him up. It's a very touchy situation right now. Because if he say he won out and then they let him go, then the NFL might get back on code again and say don't pick him up. So he's walking a tightrope. For what? I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't know. He didn't do anything, really. So yeah, he can't just say he won out because it's not going to look. The optics is not going to look good, and they're going to use it against him. So the only thing he can do right now is just chill out and collect a free check for right now. Collect a free check. But like I said, oh, let me just say this: you could get money elsewhere. Stephon Marbury proved that. You know, he used to play for the Knicks, and I had to check somebody one time. I remember not checking, but I don't think they realized. Stephon Marbury, he used to play for the Knicks. He went on to China. When he went to China, he made millions over there. They even retired him over there and gave him a statue and everything. They even got a museum dedicated to him over there, right? He's back over there now. They even wanted Allen Iverson to go over there. But we have that mentality that the NBA is the end all be all. Man, they were offering Iverson millions to come there. Millions. You want 100 million? Here, we'll give it to you. They were offering him million. He didn't go because it's all about the NBA. But Stephon Marbury, he had a breakdown. And people said, oh man, what is he on drugs? He had a breakdown and this and that. But I said, yo, his dad died during the game, idiot. His dad died during the Knicks game, right in the stadium. His dad died in the stadium, and he didn't know it. They let him play out the rest of the game. They didn't tell him. That made him go crazy. That would have made me go crazy too. He was playing the New York Knicks. It was a home game. His dad died right in the stadium, in back of him, while he was playing. And then he lost his mind after. You would lose yours too. I said, it's not about basketball at this point. But then he gathered himself and went to China and did his thing over there, yo. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame in China. They have a museum dedicated to him. Why don't other people go over there and start a league? It's got to be other opportunities, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But like I said, because people are just happy and for what these owners. I mean, some people are getting taken care of very well. Okay, they are. They're getting taken care of very well. Like look at Travis' situation. It's just that they're not playing him like like a lot, but he's not getting treated like this. So everybody's not getting mistreated. But the Browns tend to not, they tend to mistreat their quarterbacks. It happened in the past. So what's to say it's not happening now? That's just their thing. But it's just what happened on draft day though. If what Eric Dickerson said is correct, this is a crime scene. If he said it's true, he said he got it from a reputable source. Then you're looking at a crime scene at this point because that's illegal. You go to jail for that. It's illegal. It depends on what they did as far as to make it illegal, as far as getting jail time. It depends on what it is, but it would surely result in a huge lawsuit because he could say, "Well, my future earnings would have been $1 billion. I'm suing you for that." And then take the money. What the hell you play football? Risk getting CTE for? I would sue them and get the money and get the hell out of there. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And then do something else. Um, but I do understand when people put their hard work and sweat into a game, you want to be compensated. You want to be recognized. So I get why he want to play. and he should be able to play. You said the CU HBCU under attack. Nah, I mean, I don't think the HBCU is under attack. I don't think so. I think, see, the HBCU don't have the resources as like a Power Five or like the SEC. All they need is the money. But check this out. I'm not going to name the HBCU, but they did get a little bit of donation money and they messed it up. They squandered it. They're in Florida. I'm just not going to name them. They're in Florida though. Um, so and also they lack in resources. They lack in resources, but all it takes is a couple of more people like Travis to go HBCU, and it'll start to switch around a little bit. But like I said, we're all for self. We don't think 10 years, 20 years down the line. We don't think like that collectively. We don't think for the generation after us. We don't. We don't like, okay, I'm gonna be the trailblazer to do this so to help somebody else 10 years down the line. Because people like this and Travis, they can make it a trend to go elsewhere, especially if they prove they're getting a lot of money. Like I said, Marbury, he didn't have the accolades of the NBA, but he's made a lot of money in China. A lot. But this is an isolated issue. I don't know. Actually, it hasn't been. It happened a few times in the past with other players. They did dirty. I can remember Doug Williams winning a Super Bowl for Washington back when they called him the Redskins, and the next year they let him go after that, after he won a Super Bowl for them. So yeah, as long as you work for them, they can do whatever they want to do with you because they own your contract. They own you. Ain't that something? They own you. They don't want you coming in there like thinking you better than you the shit. No, we own you. We want you. You know how they often say, if you the quarterback, you have to act a certain way. You have to act and be a certain way. I remember back in the day, it wasn't even that long ago when they think that the black quarterback was too dumb to play the quarterback position. You remember they used to have this test that they give them. They don't do that test anymore, by the way. They don't. They used to have this test to try to justify why they don't want a black quarterback. So they used to give them this test and they make them fail it. And we weren't that far removed from that. That was only a few decades ago. I mean, a couple decades ago when they used to have that test. I think it stopped during Cam Newton time. Cam Newton generation, it stopped. That's when it stopped. And Cam Newton is only in his 30s. That wasn't that long ago. Where they used to make them take this test. And then their white counterparts never took the test. That wasn't that long ago. So they own you and they do whatever they want to do. You can't speak out. You can't just I don't you just can't. I go back to what Roger Goodell said during that when Shedeur was like, hey, you got, hook up my brother, which he finally did though. He did. But he said, I'm more worried about your dad. I remember he said that. Now it makes sense. They don't want that no more. Like how Prime was like braggadocio, even though he could back it up. Because it wasn't nobody damn near better than him. It wasn't. But they don't want that no more. They don't. They don't, man. And I thought he had more pull than this. I thought he did. I thought he had more pull than this, man. I thought he had more pull than this. Right. But I have to remember a lot of the owners that was around when he was playing, they're not around no more. They're not even around anymore. Jerry Jones still around. But a lot of these owners they like, I don't know. I thought he had more pull than he did. For his son to get treated like this, they letting him know he didn't have no pull, yo. That's what they letting him know. You know what I would start preaching to the players? Just take enough of that NIL money you can get and start flipping that. Fuck the NFL, yo. That's what I would start preaching. is get as much NIL money as you get, start investing, and flip your money, and the hell with the NFL. Okay? The richest man on the planet, he never played football. I believe the richest man now is Elon still at 500 billion. I believe so. They go back and forth, him and Jeff Bezos, they go back and forth. But you get my point. They didn't play sports. Okay? They didn't play sports. Warren Buffett didn't play sports. Okay? He didn't. So maybe we have to go that route, because I'm going to tell you something. There's an expiration on football when I think it's about 40% of the enrollment on Pop Warner depletes. If it depletes by 40%, now you have a expiration on NFL now. So maybe we need to go that route. We need to take our kids out of football. Let them go to soccer then. How about that? If we start concentrating on our kids playing soccer, we'll master that. We would. We'll be just like the second Brazil. We've already mastered it. Actually, we already mastered soccer, because our brothers over in Brazil, those are brothers over there. They got the most amount of black people other than Africa. There's the continent of Africa is Brazil than us. So maybe we have to do what Brazil is doing. Maybe we need to focus on soccer, even though that's not even no better with the stuff that they be chanting in those stands. The stuff that they be chanting in those stands, they not even no better. But I know how to correct that though. I know how to correct it. We need to dress in all black in them stadiums and do what we got to do, if you know what I mean. That'll correct that. People respect vile, if you know what I mean. Throughout history, go learn your history. They respect it. That's how you correct that. But maybe we need to focus on another sport and not football, and watch how the NFL just declines. We're still the number one commodity of that sport. You said Shiloh acted a fool and lost control. Hold on, what did you say? And lost control of his temper. That was all on him. He didn't lose his temper. If somebody hit you in the face, you hit them back. Let you slap me. Let somebody slap me in the face here when I slap you back. Okay, that's not losing. That's not losing control. That's self-preservation. Like, I'm thinking, if you hit me in the face, what if you hit me the wrong way? I could land up in the emergency room in a coma. So I'm gonna defend myself and hit you back. I might not win. I might not win, but I'm gonna hit you back though. I'm not gonna win. And if I can't, if you too bigger than me, then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna act like a punk and wait till you turn your back. Then I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you one way or the other. But I gotta get my lick back. Okay. It's not that he lost his temper or went violent. The guy, the play was over, and he did that. The job was done already. The job was done already. Okay. Shiloh could have just put his hands up and let the dude just kept grabbing him on the face. No. Listen, let me just say this real quick. You might be too young. You made that comment. That means you probably about 18, 19. I promise you are. Because you don't remember football in the 80s and 90s. Okay? When you was a wide receiver going through the middle and see what happened to you. And there was no penalties. Okay? I played during that time where you can illegally assault somebody. Okay, on that defense and offensive line. When we used to use our cast as battering rams. Okay? You better go look at the steel curtain. Okay? You better go look at the purple people eaters. Now, don't come up in here with that nonsense because you're too young. Okay? You better go look at the steel curtain. You better go look at Ray Nitschke. Okay? This is watered down football we're watching now. This is watered down. Okay? You better go look at Mike Singletary. Child, sit down. Have a seat. You better go look at Mike Singletary. You better go look at Ray Lewis, how he used to do people. So what Shiloh did was nothing. Shiloh could have played in the 80s. He could have played in the 90s. Okay. Oh, he lost his temper. He did. That's nothing. That's child's play. That's child's play. Don't what you talk? You talking to somebody that watched Lawrence Taylor play. Child, please. You talk to somebody that literally watched Lawrence Taylor play. Pepper Johnson, Leonard Little. Come on, man. Jack Tatum. Come on, man. You better go look at much of a kid. Man, they would have laughed at what Shiloh did. What Shiloh did was nothing. He was playing around. What Shiloh and that dude was doing, they were just playing around, having a little extracurricular. Yeah, they don't know about Ronnie Lott and the Woo hits. They don't know about that. Okay. So you say he lost his what? What you mean he lost his temper? They were having a little extracurricular. They were gonna get rid of Shiloh anyway. Because remember, the crime scene was on him too. He took strays. He caught strays. And he knew it too. Remember on draft day, he said, damn, look what they doing, my bro. I know what they're gonna do to me. He ain't had no chance. Yeah, Richard Dent. They better go look at them old players back in the day and how you be a wide receiver and go across the middle if you want to. And you will get knocked out. You will get knocked out. All receivers took pain. That just like what's his name said, we played through pain every game. Now I'm in agreement. I like how they're doing it now, even though it's a little watered down. But you got to protect the players a little bit from that CTE stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened to what's his name? He used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, wide receiver. What happened to him? That dude should have got locked up. He was never the same after that. His personality changed after that hit. Okay, his personality changed after that hit. We all saw it. Oh, Wilbert Marshall. Come on, man. They don't know about no Wilbert Marshall, man. Yeah, Antonio Brown. He wasn't the same after that. So okay, I like how they trying to protect the receivers now. I do. But what my point was, what Shiloh did was nothing. They were just playing around. You grab my face mask, I'm grab yours. There's nothing wrong with that. But they called the flag and they said, oh, that was he should have thought better and this and that. I can't believe Todd Bowles said that. And he came from an era where they used to do that. That means he's on code and he doing what they telling him to do. That's why. I don't respect him no more either. Period. I'm hard on these people, man. I'm just here, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched the NFL in a long time. I don't know half these players. I don't. I don't. Because it's been 10 years since I watched the NFL. The only reason why I'm watching it is because Shedeur and Travis and Jimmy and LeJontay and one from Arizona. Oh, that's the only reason why I'm watching it. Just to see them play. That's it. That's the only reason. And I watched the highlights from Travis and them. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm watching. I don't know half these players. I know the stars. Don't get me wrong. I know the stars. You know, Joe Burrow and them. I know them. But they don't excite me, man. Like I said, I seen Joe Montana, man. Let me tell you something, right? Everybody talk about Tom Brady, right? You can Google this story. Joe Montana, this is in the Super Bowl. He was down. There was only like 2 minutes left in the game. He was down. Okay. They were down. 2 minutes left in the game. In the huddle, he told the people, hey, look over there in the corner. And it was like, what's going on? They thought he was talking about a play. He said, there go John Candy in the stands. And his offensive time was like, what the fuck? He had that much confidence that he was about to win the game. He's down and he's looking in the corner and he's looking at John Candy in the stands. He told them that. They go John Candy in the stands. And guess what? They went down and drove and won the game with seconds left in the game. That's how great he was. Tom doesn't hold up to that. I'm sorry. Even though he did win a lot of Super Bowls and stuff like that. Yeah, man, I have to take Joe Montana though. I do. I gotta take Joe Montana, man. I gotta take Warren Moon too. I do. I gotta take Warren Moon. I like Brady. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take Warren Moon. I gotta take Joe Montana too. I take Brady too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. But I just want to see. Well, eventually Shedeur, I guess he'll get his chance at maybe at some point. I don't know. I don't think they're happy with Dylan's play. I could tell by the way the coach was talking today. And they're not happy with it. But they trying to save face at this point. And because they know he gonna go in and have an easy game. He is, because he had an easy game against Carolina. He's gonna have an easy game. But they just don't like. The thing is, it's a lot of things they don't like. And I had already said it, but it had nothing to do with Shedeur though. So, but anyway, he has a really good attitude. As long as he keeps his great attitude, he's fine. He has a really good attitude. I saw the vlog with Bucky, because Bucky was at the game, and you could tell how happy Shedeur was to see Bucky. You could see it. You could see how happy he was to have his big brother there. And like, look, man, I'm in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I got to pick out my outfit. He was happy that his brother was there. He was happy. See, little stuff like that makes him great. You know what I'm saying? I see how. Did you see what he said when Shiloh was there? He said, if you want the real good interviews, you got to go to Shiloh page. So he's making sure that he's bringing his brother with him. That's what make this kid great. He's great, but they don't care about that because these people are not human. I mean, yeah, they're human, guys. They are, but I just don't call them human. They don't act it. Some of these people lack compassion. They do. They don't have it in their DNA. I be often thinking we had so much conflicts in the world. It didn't make sense. Why we had so much conflicts? Why do we have slavery? Why would you beat the fuck up on somebody that you're greater than? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It don't make sense. Why do we still have so many conflicts? Why is this shit still going on? Why? Think about it. Think about it. You don't care about somebody that you better than. You don't. You don't try to keep that person down. The only time you try to keep that person at bay because you know that person is great. You know that person is great. We got bad apples in every demographic. Don't get me wrong. We do. We got bad apples everywhere. But some stuff just don't make sense. This kid is a really good kid. He works hard and they still messing him over. Sometimes that happens in life. Sometimes life ain't fair, man. That's the only thing I think of. He just got to be patient. He'll get his time. But look how happy he was when he had his brothers there. I see stuff like that. Look at he never forgot his teammates at Colorado. When he look how Jordan Seaton called him up. You know what I'm saying? How you think that made Jordan Seaton feel? He still, Shedeur, he got him on, on FaceTime. That means something. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'll see you soon at some point. I see you after next year. I'll be in the draft. I'll see you. Hopefully he won't go to the Browns. Because the Browns could sure as hell need Seaton. Yeah, they do need him. They do. But please don't draft him. Please. But they need him though. They probably would draft him. They probably would. But because they need him. But or I think the offensive line, they just don't like Dylan. I don't know. Maybe they don't feel motivated to block for him. I don't know, because I refuse to think they're that trash. I don't think so. But we'll see. But yeah, you see how he talked to Jordan Seaton, how he talked to Buck. He was happy with Bucky to be there. You see what I'm saying? And I see stuff like that. I do. And he said to show you want the real interviews, go to my brother page. Yeah, don't give them reporters the real interview. You give it to your brother. So if they really want to see what you're talking about, go to Shiloh page. That's what's up. Or Bucky page. That's it. I like that kid, man. Yeah, man. He's a good he's good folks. Shedeur is good folks, man. He's good folks. You know what I'm saying? He good folks, and he'll get his opportunity soon at some point, or some kind of divine intervention or something. I hate to say that because I don't like to wish bad on people, but it'll happen at some point. But it is simmered down a little bit because a win is a win, right? But how do you win when your quarterback played fucked up? How do you do that? It's just the defense was good. The defense was good, and Quinshawn Judkins, man, he damn near rookie of the year. Damn near. Yeah. He is a good person. He's good folks. He's good folks. All of them, man, them kids are good folks, man. Travis too. They good folks, man. See, let me just say this. This is what I might be wrong, but this is what I see on Travis and Shedeur. Football doesn't define them. It doesn't. That's just something they're good at. They have so much more to give to this world than football. Football doesn't define them as a human being. It doesn't. It doesn't. But it's just something they're good at. That's why somebody had mentioned that about Travis in Jacksonville. They said, listen, they're gonna have to play him a little more to keep his attention. Football doesn't define him. He can go, he can be a do you real look, guys, they don't need football. You know why? The top two streamers in the world is making more than NFL players. Did y'all know that? Y'all know who I Show Speed is? Do y'all know who I Show Speed is? He's making more than some NFL players, and he's a streamer. Okay. Imagine what Shedeur did if he just decided he wanted to stream. If he decided he wanted to stream, they get like I Show Speed. He's making more than some NFL players, man. He is. And Casanat. But guess what? Let me tell you how these people right. Look, they still having their problems. Did you hear what the Twitch owner said? He refused to recognize Casanat and I Show Speed. See how they work? You see how they operate? See, we need to come up with our own streaming platform and to get away from these people. They don't rock with us, yo. They never rock with us through history. I'm just telling you all this. Now we do have some good folks in the bunch. I'm not talking about them. And if they get in their feelings right now, then I'm talking about them. Yeah, you got good folks in every demographic. But for the most part, a lot of these people, they don't rock with us. They never have. They never have. And the thing is, the Twitch streamer, he refused to recognize I Show Speed and Casanat as one of his top earners. He refused to recognize them. Do you realize if Shedeur Traps all got together and start streaming like I Show Speed, they'll be the biggest in the world. They wouldn't even need football. And Travis, he just got his gaming set up. You know he getting ready to start streaming. He hasn't yet. But when he do, he gonna have a lot of people in there. You said I'm 51 years old, strong, not 18. You sounded 18 though. When you said that Shiloh lost his cool, you sounded 18. That's why I didn't know if you were 18 or not. Because you should know that football was rougher back then, and that was just child's play. That's why I'm just having fun with you. I'm not literally, trying to get at you, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to prove a point that what Shiloh was doing. You said he lost his cool. He didn't lose his cool. That wasn't losing his cool. You know, Dylan lost his cool, but he did it in such a smooth way, though. I kind of like how he did it, how he grabbed that dude by the helmet like that. He lost his cool for a minute. You know why? Because he was getting his butt kicked. And he lost his cool. You would lose your cool too if somebody Superman sacked you. The guy just dived in the air like he was Superman to sack Dylan. You would lose your cool too. I'm like, bro, I would have grabbed him by the neck too, probably. You said he spoke on knocking doors down. It's what has to happen. It's unfortunate. These people, like some of these people, don't like us, man, and we shouldn't care that they like us. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. The only reason why things are not separated now because they need our spending power. Ooh, don't let me get started because this is a sports show. So we're gonna keep it at that. That's why things are not separated. They need the spending power. We have more spending power than some small countries. That's why. But anyway, um, shout out to him. I don't want to get too deep on this show, but I like the kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I followed them at Jackson State, and and it was a story where a limousine driver told. He said that he had picked up Shedeur. You remember when he was in New York when he was throwing them elite neighbors and stuff? So the limousine driver said that, he don't know me like that. He said he always said, "Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir." He said he always acknowledged him like that. And he said he appreciated him for that. He appreciated him for that, for what he did. He could have act like, you know how some of these players act. I picked up, it's crazy. I picked up he's in the D League. What is the NBA? The D League? The G League. What do they got? The G League? I picked up a G League player and I didn't even know it until he told me. He had to tell me he was in the G League. No, first he told me he in the NBA. And look, he got an attitude with me. I picked him up at the airport, right? He got an attitude with me. He was like, "Damn," he said, "your car is small." I said, "Damn, you should have ordered an SUV." That's what I said to him. You should have ordered a S I said, "You should have ordered a SUV, man. You already knew what you were getting when you got it." But he was complaining that it was like small because he's like real tall. So I said, "You should have I said, on the app, you can request a SUV, right?" He said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know who he was. And then he said to me, "Yo, can you stop at this spot before we get to the hotel?" I said, "Yeah, you can add the spot." He said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna tip you. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you a few dollars, this and that." You know what I'm saying? I'm in the NBA. He said that to me. And I still didn't say nothing. So I said, "Look, I will do you a favor, and just drop you at the spot and I'll wait. I'll just do you that solid." He went to it's a 7-Eleven by the hotel. And then yeah, he said, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the NBA and all that." I said, "Oh yeah, what team you play for?" And the way he was explaining it to me, I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Oh, you in the minor leagues, you in the G League." I think he caught an attitude. You think he tipped? No, he did not. I think he caught an attitude with me because I said he in the G League. Guys, is it the G League or the D League? Whatever I said, I said, "Oh, you in the minors, you ain't there yet." I said that to him because I'm not the type. If I see a celebrity, yeah, I guess he think I'm supposed to kiss his butt. And I say, "Bro, I don't know who you are. Like, okay, you mad tall, but that was hilarious though. He didn't tip me either. He was mad. Yeah, the G League. I said, "Oh, you in the minors. Okay, cool." I didn't try to put him down. I just said, "Oh," because he said NBA, which it is kind of like the NBA. It's the NBA G League. Yeah. I told him he need to next time order his big ass a SUV. That's what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? If he want to stretch his legs out. He said you know what he told me? "I can't even stretch my legs in this car." I said, "Dude, the seat is all the way up. That's as far as this thing can go." You know what I'm saying? And then I told him next time get you what do you call it? Uh a Escalade or a Expedition or something. Yeah, Mr. G League. He said, no, he said NBA. He said, "I'm in the NBA, you know what I'm saying?" I said, "All right, you in the NBA." I thought he'd think also like, wow, I have an NBA player in a while. Some people are assholes, man. But I thought it was funny though, because I was like, damn, he might have thought I was dissing him, but I wasn't. Shout out to him though, man. Shout out to him. I still don't know who he is, guys. I tried to look him up. I don't know who he is. Still don't. But I believe him though. He in the G League. I believe him. He probably in the NBA now if he played his cards right. But see, that's why I like Shedeur. He don't act like that. Shedeur don't act like that. You know what I'm saying? He one of the best quarterbacks in the draft, and he didn't act like that. He said yes, sir, and no, sir to that guy and showed him respect. That's why I like him. So I'm gonna sit here and go hard for the rest of the season. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't even, to be fair, I don't even watch the games. That's the funny part. God, I don't know what happened this game. All I know is he didn't play. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And that's all I needed. I don't care if Dylan threw for God, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if he throw for 10 touchdowns. I'm still not gonna be satisfied. I'm still not. Okay. I don't care if he throw for 5 touchdowns. I don't want him as a quarterback. That's just what it is. So I'm biased. Yeah, shout out to his mother. She there in the stands. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? She's there. Yeah, I think she was at the game today, if I'm not mistaken. His mother's always there. Shadeur's mother. She's always there. You know what I'm saying? When he starts starting, then you'll see Coach P come up there. You know what I'm saying? Coach P gonna slide up. You know what I'm saying? Coach Prime. He'll slide up then. I'm sure he will once he start getting that start. You said the kids and grown-ups, Ohio love Shedeur. They still kids to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when the reality show they were little kids. They still kids to me, man. That's why I say he's a good kid, man. Straight up. He's a good kid. But to watch them grow up from that reality show to what they are now is kind of crazy. I feel old, man. That's crazy. I feel old, man. That's craziness. I know Joe Flacco feel old. You realize Shador was 4 years old when Joe Flacco came in the league, man. I know he feel old. God damn, Joe. 4 years old. Yeah, his mom is always there. Talking about Pilar, she's always there. Yep. That's why Shador is good. You know what I'm saying? He got a support. He's good. He'll get the when he get the start, it's gonna break the internet. When he get in the game, it's gonna break the internet, man. People just waiting for it. But I don't know, man. Kevin Stefanski, man. I'm about to make a bunch of AI videos clowning him. I made one earlier. I said I'm coming over to take over as the coach, man. I'm coming in. This is ridiculous. I'm trying to help Jerry Judy out, man. How you think Jerry Judy feel right now? He got a quarterback that can spin it that's on the bench. And he got a quarterback that can barely get this thing 15 yards. How you think Jerry Judy feel? How do you think she feel? How do you think he feel, man? How you think Fanning Jr. feel, man? They can't even get the ball. They can't even get it, man. Craziness. You said Cleveland media blaming Judy. Oh man. Which one contextual? Name them here. Which one? So we can just go roll over there right now. Are they live? You said they were raised to be respectful and strong in spirit. Of course, Karen. Of course, you can see it. You can see it. You definitely can see it. And they're very very respectful. They are. You see the kid come up to Shador, and it was in Bucky video. You see the kid come. They like him. The kids like him. You see how the kid came up to him, he was really excited. Hey, can you sign this? And his dad was like, "You ask for permission." Shador was like, "Nah, it's okay," and then gave him a pound. It was just the kid was excited to see him. You said G. Bush has to sit there and stomach it. He's better than me. He's better than me. He's better than me. But I know what the guy's saying. The other guy's saying, "Well, we won by so much points." Yeah, but you're not gonna win next week. You're not gonna beat what's his name? Uh what's the Ohio State dude name? In Texans. You're not gonna beat them. You're not gonna beat them. What's his name? He's back too, I heard. You're not beating them. Okay, that's just what it is. Yeah, he'll go off on his own channel. But the fans over there, yeah, CJ Stroud. The fans over there are sending super chats. Yeah, CJ Stroud. Yeah, the fans over there sending super chats saying they still want Shedeur, man. Everybody is saying it. That's doing super chats, and the dude is reading them. He don't like reading that. Yeah, but guys, we won the game. It doesn't matter how we win. Okay, well, let's see next week. If they can win against the Texans next week, like then I'll shut up. I'm like, okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You see what I'm saying? Then I'll shut up. But anyway, um, that's it. I'll shut up at that point. But the defense did their thing. You know, you got to give it up to the defense. Got to give it up to the defense, man. I just don't know how. I don't know, man. Yeah, it was a crime scene. You know why? Because I see all the people that got drafted, especially the quarterback that got drafted before Shador that went to New Orleans. I knew right then and there it was a problem. They did it on purpose. I guess the Johnny Unitas Award don't mean anything. I guess it don't. Or being a runner up for the Heisman Trophy don't mean nothing. But anyway, and then they made this story saying he got the low rating in Madden. He ain't do nothing yet. He ain't in the game, so it don't matter. But they always try to like do something. And then Shador commented on it. He made a comment on Instagram in the comment section. He said I ain't even do nothing yet, and put LOL. That was funny. They said, "Ooh, breaking news: Shador rating has dropped on Madden." And then he commented, "I ain't even do nothing yet." And then everybody was like laughing at that. That was hilarious. Look at Jess. What's up, Jess? Yeah, Tyler So. He not playing. The other guy is playing. What's his name? What's light bright name? Um, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's playing. Um, damn, I forget his name right now. But he's the quarterback over there. I don't know. Did they win today? It looked like they was having a problem. They looked like they was having a problem today. Spencer Rattler, thank you. Look, I call him light bright, but y'all know him, Spencer Rattler. Little history on him. He lost his position to the Bears quarterback, at Oklahoma. And then he transferred out. And then also, what's his name transferred to USC, won a Heisman Trophy. Then Spencer he went to South Carolina. But Spencer Rattler's a pretty good quarterback. It's just that, his road to the NFL was a rugged one. But he stayed down though. You know what I'm saying? He stayed down. So I like to see him do well. Spencer Rattler. So I think eventually he gonna do well. But they could use Shador right now, but it's all good. They got an offensive mind as a coach, right? So he's gonna be okay. Spencer Rattler's in a good position because he's not a bad quarterback and he can throw that ball. So it's just a matter of time before he start winning. He's a winner. Shout out to because Spencer Rattler, his spirit could have been broken after that Oklahoma game, but he stayed down. He went to South Carolina and came back. So I like his resolve, his mental toughness. So shout out to him. Man, Shador the same way. Shador, he's just got to be patient. He'll get his chance. I don't know, guys, man. Like the way it's headed, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But guys, I ain't gonna take too much more of your time. I gotta get up out of here. I will catch you guys later, or I'll see you around the internet on somebody live chat. I'll be somewhere. Oh, when football go live, life in football. I'll see you over there somewhere. But you know it's bad when life in football say they need to fire Kevin Stefanski. You know he is. I don't want to be jumping out the window. He's very what you call inspiring. You know what I'm saying? He don't be talking like that. He's very inspiring. Like he see the good in everything, right? Even he said it, man. Yeah, he need to get fired, bro. At this point, yo, when I heard him say that, I said, okay, now I don't feel too bad jumping out the window. I don't feel too bad no more. If he said it, bro, bro, if he said the coach need to get fired, I don't feel too bad no more. I said, I'm gonna let loose now. Because usually I go over there, he's very inspirational, positive. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur is eventually gonna play, just be, it's all, you know what I'm saying? He's positive. But when he said, yo, this coach need to get fired, but he need to get fired. I was like, okay, I don't feel too bad now. But shout out to life and football, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. Thanks for rolling in. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Tuna, thank you for the new membership. I didn't forget you. Thank you for the new membership, Tuna. You said Stefanski is living off that coach of the year. He did win coach of the year. He not getting fired. He won coach of the year, fam. What's up, Goat Talk? So he won coach of the year. You hear me? I know he like, y'all better recognize. I know what I'm doing. I won coach of the year, bitch. Yeah, man. Let me get up out of here. Guys, thank you for joining.